Well, hello there.
Hello, friends. Mark Holmes here with
Really knows what's the other
E2
word.
Blue. Okay.
It's E2 Blue here, y'all. Always keeping it real with my guest, Mark Holmes, at his house.
Maxing and relaxing. You know what? I want you guys to know how special E2 Blue is to me.
All right.
You know how special you are?
How special am I, brother?
I don't ever pull out these cushions. I usually sit my old ass on the framework that is out here. I love you so much that I put cushions out here for your behind.
I appreciate that.
Okay.
Because the last time we were out here, there were no cushions, and my tailbone was all messed up.
I can't help you with your tailbone.
What's going on, everybody? Boone Sooner, Victor Crazy Ass, Raymond,
Victor,
Sandman, Saul, Steven. What's going on? Here you go, Victor. How special?
You know what?
John Rivers, what's going on? Dallas Lee, what up, brother? JR, I see you in here.
Hello, everybody. Mark Holmes over here. I'm sorry I'm stretched out, but I got to tell you, I'm actually more worn out, I think, from this draft than last year's draft.
Yeah, I am. Last year's draft, I was pumped the whole time. It's like today, I just wanted to just sleep. I don't get it.
Yeah.
You would think that maybe because of the excitement of us being in Texas.
That we were all of being there close to Dallas, you know.
Yeah.
That power source of AT&T and everything else.
Yeah, I mean, it was great.
But here it is.
What's going on, Manuel?
We are done with the draft. Tristan Hill in the second. Connor McGovern.
Like governor.
He sounds like a mixed martial arts fighter.
He does. He does. We got Tony Pollard. We got the Jackson brothers.
Yeah, Michael Jackson.
Michael and Joe.
Beat it. Mm-hmm. Okay. And Joe Jackson. Come here, boy. Okay. Donovan Wilson, not to be confused with Donovan McNabb. Safety. Our family got a safety.
Mike Weber.
And
Jalen Jelks.
All
right. So we're gonna go through here and we're gonna look at these guys just a little bit and see where they fit. And if any of these guys, if not all of them, make the team, we'll see. Josh, you say you love the draft. Yeah, I did too. We got some gems, and a lot of people are not high on some of the guys that we got, but I'm telling you, a lot of these guys that we picked up are actually going to be better than we're thinking. What you think, Mark?
Well, here's the thing. Okay, and this is funny because history repeats itself more times than not. And what's interesting is last year when we went to the draft, what did we need more than anything else?
What, last year?
Yeah.
Defensive help as well. Linebacker.
No, more than that. What did we need more than defensive line?
Wide receiver.
Thank you. Okay.
We need a wide receiver.
All right. And we had wide receivers.
Hold on. DMV said I look like a GM at mini camp with the hat and the button up. Shout out to DMV.
I look like a bum, right? I look like a homeless person sleeping on the bench.
It's me out here live streaming with this random homeless guy here to the left of me. And
cowboy. And of course, there's the dog.
And of course, shout out to us.
We're relaxing. We're catching our breaths because I shoot a video everywhere, so I'm just tired right now.
It feels really good out here.
Oh my God, this is incredible.
65 degrees right now, man. It's
the only thing is you can see the rain clouds. It's supposed to rain tonight.
It is whatever. It ain't raining right now. So.
If you're in the DC area, this is like the perfect time of year. This and fall because the bugs aren't out yet, and it's cool and crisp.
Yeah.
But as far as the draft goes. This is deja vu. We ended up drafting Van Der Esch, which is a guy that we weren't sure. Do you really need a linebacker? Because what we were looking at was we definitely need wide receiver after letting Dez go, and looking at the core group of guys that we had. We hadn't let Dez go yet, but had we? No, we hadn't let.
At that point, yeah. Yeah, because Dez was gone. They let him go in April, so it was right.
Yeah,
before,
right. So right before
it was right before the draft.
So we had that need right there at wide receiver. Now, granted, we did still need that wide receiver, and we traded for Amari Cooper. But you look at all the guys that we drafted last year; they all played valuable minutes.
Yes.
If we did not have Connor Williams, we've been screwed.
Yeah,
I know Connor ended up not being as great as some of the other guys, but with Tyrone Smith missing his usual games,
it's hard to eliminate.
Zach Martin missing valuable time, with Travis Frederick being gone the whole season, that was a difference maker. And of course, Sean Lee gone almost the whole year, and maybe should have been gone the whole year. Van Der Esch ended up being good. So we looked at this draft last year saying the Cowboys suck, and what happened? It was a great draft.
It was a great draft. And Leighton Van Der Esch came out there and showed everybody that, hey,
The Cowboys knew what they were doing.
They knew exactly what they were doing.
Now,
the dog does love me, Nene.
Now,
every time I come over here, this dog's like in my lap. It's crazy.
You know, this would look so much better with the fire. That's the sun goes down, but
it's all good. It's all good.
I look at it this way. I always want that big guy in the middle, and we got a big guy that'll be in the middle. He's 308 pounds, 6'5", Hill. But you were talking about this agreement that he had to sign, a workout agreement.
So as we get into these guys, first with Trysten Hill, second round pick, our 58th pick out of UCF, University of Central Florida. He's 6'3", 308 pounds, 33 and 3/8 arm. He's basically going to be David Irving's replacement. That's what they're going to use him as, and he has big hands, huge hands. But the issue with him in college and the knock on him that I would say is, thanks for the super chat, Dallas Lee. Appreciate you, brother. The knock that Trysten Hill had on him was his character issues. He fell out of favor with some of his coaches in college, and they looked at him as a problem in certain ways. But when he's on the field, high motor, try hard guy, everything, but just immaturity wasn't at his best. Now, what Rob Marinelli did before the Cowboys drafted him, and I didn't know how they can do that. They had him sign a character clause, basically saying that if you're going to come in here, you're going to do what you're supposed to do. You're going to be right. And I look at that clause, and I'm like, I've never seen nobody do that before.
Here's a little thing to add on that. Marinelli said that the contract had nothing to do with Hill's poor relationship with his coaching staff at Central Florida.
So why would you do that, then?
Well, he said it's something he requires of all his defensive linemen.
So why is this the first time we're hearing about this?
Apparently because it's the first time that somebody had issues in college with their coaching staff that they're just, probably they questioned it.
But that was just oxymoron. You just said that it wasn't because of the issues from college. But obviously it is, because you wouldn't have had him sign that for any other reason.
No, but he says he has all this defensive linemen signed. That's what I'm quoting what he's saying. Marinelli said the contract has nothing to do with Hill's poor relationship with coaches. It's something he requires of all his defensive linemen. Now, that may or may not be true.
I think that's BS, because we've never heard this before. Because if that's the case, then Randy Gregory and and especially David Irving.
I understand what you're saying.
They would have,
but he goes on, and this is in quotes. I do this with every guy from a free agent to a draft pick. Just my own copy of it, back and forth.
Exactly, I just said that, David. Like, why would they not?
It talks about how he will play, what I will ask of you in practice, game days, all of it. I'm very clear of what I expect, and I said to him, if this doesn't fit you, tell me now, because you will not be happy here.
Yeah.
Okay? Yeah. I told him to keep it, and he said, Coach, I feel great about this. I just want to be about how you play. It's a lot of different things, but mainly how you carry yourself. So basically he's saying, listen, this is the deal for what we do here in Dallas. Okay? This is what we're going to do in practice and everything else. And it may be that he shows it to everybody. This is kind of like what to expect. And he's saying, listen, if you don't want to do this, and maybe that's also, too, because of what happened with David Irving.
I would just get ready to say that.
Because David Irving has this whole thing that, Jason Garrett doesn't like me because, I'm naturally gifted. I can roll out of bed and go ahead and go play a game. And that's some bull crap, man. Yeah. So that's, and it may be that definitely changed the perspective there. And maybe that's the reason why you picked him up in the second round.
What's going on, Dave? What's going on, Jimmy? Sandman always on fire, bro. Yeah, DT says, I haven't heard of it with Rob Marinelli. I believe it. Now, again, like you said, I think that this is all because of the whole David Irving situation and everything that goes on. The coaching staff, they're basically covering their ass, too, because they want to make sure that these players are coming in here and they're ready to work and their attitudes are on straight and they're not pulling stuff like David Irving, because we already know the Dallas Cowboys are always in the news for whatever reason. Yeah. And TMZ and other news outlets are trying to uncover things. And a lot of stuff that's not there is made up. But when you got players like that going off kilter with this contract, if they do these things, you can take money from them. You're able to cut them without losing funds from the team and things of that nature. So I like it. I'm cool with it. I'm all in on it. Now, as far as Trysten Hill goes,
well, one thing to add with that too is, I forgot my thoughts.
Just fuck David.
No, but understand, but that's where we are right now. That the Dallas Cowboys, if you look at how they have been this offseason, the fact that you saw all of them there, the shot out by the plane as they're headed to the Star to hang out with the fans and stuff for the draft, as you see the guys going out fishing together, that this is a knit group of family. And I think after having, from Carolina, defensive end, Greg Hardy, how he became a cancer and a lightning rod and a dissension in the locker room, that they are truly looking at guys that are getting along and being a family. Because I don't remember seeing any team do what the Dallas Cowboys are doing in the offseason, where they don't have to put in workout bonuses and stuff to entice the guys to come.
Right.
That you're seeing there at Dallas Stars games and soccer games and all this stuff. So they're looking for these same guys that are going to fit that mold.
Right. What's going on, Virginia's finest? And I know a lot of people was wondering what's up with Trey Boston. Apparently, the Cowboys are not interested in Trey Boston. They never looked at him in free agency, and it's telling that he's still available. So what's the issue with him? I don't know. But Elaine said, "What's up, Mark Holmes? E2. They're gonna post draft thing. Appreciate you coming through." So he has a lot of strengths, though. He definitely is a guy that could come in there and fight for contention with Malik Collins. He could be Malik Collins' replacement when and if we get rid of him.
What is your channel called E2 Blue?
E2 Blue Entertainment.
So www.e2blue.entertainment?
No, just you don't even have to put that. Just put E2 Blue Entertainment, because if they type that in, it'll show up on the YouTube platform. And then space, because entertainment is a different word. Yeah. So his strengths, he has that initial burst, functional agility to finish blocks. Yeah.
It's going to come up and be highlighted? Are you sure about that?
But it's not a website, though.
But it's your YouTube page.
Yeah, but you wouldn't put www. It's not a website.
I put www.youtube.com.
Oh, yeah, if you do that, yeah, it'll come up like that.
Because that's what I do for my channel.
Yeah. Like I said, with his big hands, he uses his hands very well to get into the backfield. But again, he's a very disruptive player. He plays with a lot of energy and a lot of bursts. These are the reasons why the Dallas Cowboys liked him to begin with. And when you look at the draft, now some of you guys don't know, and everybody wanted the safety at first, because I know I did too. When we look at what happened, when Dallas was on the board at 58, right before they were on the board, they had a little mini conversation within each other, basically saying, are we going to get Thornhill or are we going to get Hill?
Mm-hmm.
And that was a conversation. Whether they were going to get this defensive tackle or whether they're going to get the safety. And I guess Rod Marinelli, both him and Chris Richard was like, all right, well, let's go ahead and get this Hill guy. He fits the need that we need at defensive tackle. He's a 3 tech that you can play as one as well. He's versatile on that end, and let's see what he can do. And I think that's why they picked him, and I think that Tristan Hill is going to play very well for the Dallas Cowboys going forward.
Interesting is this is a tweet from earlier today. I'm just noticing that we got tagged into it. Joseph Collin was a guy who remember when DMV actually went off about and said, I'm now throwing all my support behind Dak.
Yeah.
This is the guy right here, because
he
was like, Dak
gave him all that blowback.
He's like, Dak is just straight garbage. But by the end of the year, he actually came to me and manned up and said, Mark Holmes, you were 100% right the whole time. I was completely wrong. But he said, you guys are straight comedy. E2 Blue is still waiting for Santa Claus to bring him a safety. Trust the process. Okay. All right. Sorry. Didn't mean to drop in on that. But
all right. So we know that Hill is definitely going to be a player that's going to be in contention with the Dallas Cowboys. Look at him for training camp to battle that spot with Malik Collins. And because we know that the human log, Antoine Woods, that's his spot. But he's definitely going to play that backup rotational role. Let's see what the Cowboys do with Taco. I feel like you said, they might give him another year. His contract is still cheap right now. There's no reason to not have him on his team right now. Again, but his weaknesses were outside of him being a doghouse with his coaches. He has to prove that he can handle the power of NFL offensive linemen. If Tristan Hill can prove to the Dallas Cowboys that he can handle and he can outrush these offensive linemen, I think that he'll be a very good asset to the Dallas Cowboys going forward. With our third round pick number 90, we got Connor McGovern. A lot of people was really surprised about this. He's a guard that also can play center. I'm going to repeat myself. He can play guard and center. Think about why the Cowboys selected him. Everything that's going on with Travis Frederick with this Guillain-Barré syndrome, we don't know what's going to happen. You know, we can be optimistic all day, but the real reality of it is, with this nerve situation that he has, he's a football player. His whole job is to block 300-plus pound guys every day at the point of attack. That issue can come back at any time. And I know some people in here have family members and loved ones that had this situation. It's a little different when you're a regular person, you're not playing football. When you're playing football, it's a whole different dynamic when it comes to that. But at the end of the day, they have to watch out for themselves and figure out what they're going to do for the future. Because as well as these guys are, these Pro Bowlers that we have, these all-star offensive linemen we have, at some point they're going to be gone. So you have to look out for the future. And they wanted to provide depth, and they wanted to get Joe Looney some competition. This guy is going to fight Joe Looney for that backup spot. And who knows, if Travis Frederick ends up not playing, that person can end up being in that starting role because you can slide him into center and guard.
Yeah. One other thing on Taco. I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
But Taco's basically costing you a ham sandwich with some Swiss cheese.
Right.
His cap number is only $2.7 million.
Okay, that's nothing.
So, I mean, that's chump change.
Chump change.
There's no reason to go ahead and just say get rid of him because basically you're only going to save $1.5 million. So you hope that, you know, your pick ends up working out. You don't want to do a Josh Rosen.
Right.
Okay, where you had him for 1 year, we screwed him up, and we're going to let him go. And
it's a waste of time.
But here's the thing. I'm running in my mind. I'm sorry. Actually, I've got a stand that you can use for that. In my mind, there may be a grander scheme on this because you got to sign everybody, right?
Yeah.
People are talking about, you know, we may not be able to have enough money to sign Byron Jones and things like that. So a lot of times you look for that younger guy to replace somebody else.
Yeah.
You've seen Connor Williams bulk up. Connor Williams really could be tackle. And if it ends up being that McGovern is good enough to start at guard, then you've also got Joe Looney who can play center and guard as well. So he's a backup. He's a swing guy. You got Xavier Salafalo still on there. He's a guard, right?
Yeah.
You may end up looking and saying, if I let Lyle Collins go now, we're talking about $8.5 million I've got now in cap space. If you keep him for one more year where he's a free agent and you let him go, of course, then you've got a compensatory pick. So it may be that this is the easy way out for the Cowboys to either save money this year or to get a pick next year. A lot cheaper.
Yeah. Although, I still like Lyle Collins. I kind of don't want to.
Yeah, but see, now you got a whole lot of you got a lot of bodies now. You got Cam. I mean, you look at offensive line. You got Cam Fleming. You've got Tyrone Smith. You've got Zach Martin, Travis Frederick. Yeah. Okay. You've got Su'a-Filo, who's a guard.
Yeah.
You've got Connor Williams, who can play either guard because he filled in for Zach Martin, right? Or tackle.
And now you got another Connor in McGovern.
You got You got McGovern, who can play the center, the guard, right? Mm-hmm. And you got Lyle Collins.
He's 6'5", 308 too.
Right. So, I mean, all of a sudden, you know, and believe me, I would love to be able to say we can keep all these guys because if somebody gets hurt, we're not stepping down. But the reality is you got to look at those resources. Are we better off having $8 million in Lyle Collins or using that $8 million and getting like a Trey Boston? I'm just saying, or signing Byron Jones. They're not going to sign. I'm just giving you, those are options you have with that, you know? Yeah. So that may be part of the grand scheme there. I'm not mad about it either way because either you win with your offensive line stopping the defensive line or you win with your defensive line stopping their offensive line. And we covered both sides of the ball.
Correct. And the good thing about this McGovern guy, upper and lower body thickness, he ain't got to do like Connor Williams last year. He ain't got to bulk. He's already there. Mm-hmm. I watched tape on this guy, very sturdy. Basically, he was a steal. When the Cowboys picked him, they were like, oh, he's here. Oh, we got to get this guy. Again, a lot of people don't pay attention to offensive linemen in the draft because it's not a sexy pick. I get it. It's not a skill position, but it's a highly important position because it keeps your quarterback upright. And when you got a quarterback like Dak Prescott that uses a lot of RPO, that can run out of the pocket at any moment in time, you need that as your base. You need that to hold your guy steady. And I'm gonna tell you, this guy definitely can fight for a spot sometime in the future. He's not easily bull rushed. He works well with double teams. Now he does need to work on his lateral movements. Now that's key for the Cowboys because we do a lot of pushing and pulling on our offensive line, and it's a lot of lateral movements. So he's got to work on that. But that was the only knock that I have on him. What were you about to say?
It drives me crazy when people say skill players. Oh, he's a wide receiver. He's a skill player or a running back. You know what? There's a hell of a lot of skill that goes into blocking on the offensive line. Yeah. When you got defensive tackles and ends pulling X stunts and you're a guard, or if you're the center and you've got to make the calls and call out the blocking assignment, there's a hell of a lot of skill and technique in stopping a 300-pound bull that's come rolling at you and stuff. Sir. Yeah, that drives me crazy. It's like, oh, he's not skilled. Just put him on the line. It is hard as hell to play center or offensive line. There's skill to it.
Yeah, it is. It definitely is. Now, you know, as a guy like you, that's I mean, you're a defensive lineman, but as a lineman in general, you're gonna feel that type of way, and I agree with it. I completely agree with it. Those are the positions that people don't pay attention to because they're not physically appealing. You watch a game, you're 9 times out of 10 not looking at the offensive line.
Oh, they never
unless they're messing up.
Very, once in a while.
No, we watched Chaz Green when he was on the team. Now he's going to be a running gag for forever for the Dallas Cowboys. So that's where we are with that. Now going forward, who got next? In our first fourth pick in the draft, we pick number 128. We got Tony Pollard, running back out of Memphis. Let me tell you something. 5'11", 200 pounds. I think this was a great pickup.
Mm-hmm.
I would even go as far as to saying maybe a steal in the 4th round.
Oh, yeah.
Because they could have got him in the 3rd as well. Now, this guy right here, talk about an all-around guy, versatile. They can do everything. Now, he's not great at pass protection. That's not his greatest asset, but he's good at everything else. He definitely plays special teams as well. Mm-hmm. They can use him as kickoff returns, punt returns, things of that nature. He's got burst. He's
really Tavon Austin.
He's Tavon Austin,
but a little bit bigger.
But in the running,
a little bit bigger,
but a solid running.
A little bit stronger too.
No, he's definitely stronger than.
So he's kind of that multi-tool because he can play wide receiver too.
Yeah.
So he's a multi-tool.
Are you out?
Multi-tool guy. And here we have a man who has literally been beaten to death.
Still getting beat up.
This finished doing a reaction show with Michael Anthony Thickness.
Michael Anthony Thickness, though?
Okay.
Whoever that is, I don't know.
No, Michael Anthony reaction, so check that out. I'm sure he beat the hell out of you, didn't he?
Once I see the comments, yeah.
You know what's scary, though?
Yes, he's your new Lance Dunbar. He's definitely going to be that we'll like to say, some people don't hate when they say scat back, but change of pace guy, definitely somebody that can spell Zeke, because we don't want to keep running Zeke into the ground. I know this coaching staff is always like, well, we got to keep feeding Zeke. He's an asset. Yeah, he's an asset, but if you want to keep your assets, you got to use them in the correct way.
Right.
And I think that if they do it right and give him actual series, I think that it's going to be beneficial, as well as letting him play special teams, get his feet wet. Because one thing about a running back, when we first get them, when they're young, we can't figure out what to do with. Mm-hmm. But with this guy, you can also use him on special teams, which is definitely going to help.
Right. Well, and I think actually there was a grand scheme to actually use Austin more as a change of pace back, but he just could not stay healthy.
Right.
So,
all right, y'all.
All right.
I'll see y'all next time going around.
He is going to go ahead and are you going to drink
real quick,
away?
Sandman asked how you feel about your draft picks overall.
I feel pretty good about them. I mean, I see everybody. We did the reaction bit about Daniel Jones. All right, we're gonna give it some time. I'm not gonna panic about it. It's a quarterback. That's all.
What scares me is, generally speaking, when they say that somebody has a bad draft, sometimes they turn around and end up being really good.
It's really good, right?
Yeah. So that's why I want to see this draft grade and all that stuff and see what the experts say. Then we'll figure it out. But I'm good for right now.
Okay.
All right. So definitely check out Michael Anthony reactions to see how the Giant fan is taking it. He's working on that right now. So on to the next one.
So we traded our 2nd, 4th to the Bengals. to fall back to the 5th round. And in that 5th round, we ended up getting the 158th pick. We got cornerback Michael Jackson. Now, first of all, we got 2 Jacksons, but I'll get into that. These Jacksons were also steals as well.
He's going to be moonwalking all over.
All over. From Miami. You know, Miami got some good defenders, man. I'm telling you. 6'1", 200 pounds. Terrific size for an outside corner. Speed, and I'm telling you, like, great tackler in the open field. He plays well in both man and zone coverage. Now, the way the Cowboys play defense, that's key because we have some guys that are only good at zone, and we have some guys on this team that are only good at man coverage.
Right.
Like you look at when we had Brandon Carr, he was more of a man cover guy. So when he played zone, he didn't play as well. But if Brandon Carr was still on this team, he'd be dynamic because of Chris Richard and how he likes to play more man up. So this guy right here says Chris Richard all over it. It's got Chris Richard all over it. And when I look at Michael Jackson, I look at this guy is going to be a great corner for us, and he might take that spot away from.
He's like 6'1", I think, right?
Yeah, he's 6'1".
Right, and that's the thing that Chris Richard likes.
What's going on, Christian?
And I think he likes taller guys. When you look at the Legion of Boom only had 2 guys that were under 6'1".
Yeah.
And the other amazing thing too, I will say this is, of the Legion of Boom, only Earl Thomas was a 1st-round draft pick. Richard Sherman was 5th round.
Yeah.
And the rest of those guys, they weren't guys that you thought were going to end up being the guys that they became. And please get away from this whole thing that, oh, he's a late round draft pick, so he's a bum. That means nothing. These so-called experts miss on guys all the time. You forever hear about this is a can't miss player, and there's a guy that misses. And you hear about guys that are forgotten and things, and
they end up being dynamic.
Right. You know, and sometimes part of that can be because you're always doubted, because you don't have the natural ability, you work harder. You end up being that tactician. You make sure you know the playbook. You make sure when you run that route that it's precise to make up for that lack of just natural talent. So I'm not going to go ahead and throw any of these guys in the bus. You got to wait till you get out on the field a year or two before you can really decide what you've got in them.
Now, I will say this, too. I heard somebody saying here he won't make the team, but okay.
Well, and that's the thing, too, is you've got a lot of players.
The late guys probably won't make the team, but I think these Jackson guys will.
But here's the thing, though. Sometimes you have to understand that sometimes you're better off with that young guy. The NFL is shaded for the owners. When you think about a 5-year contract, generally speaking, you're paying a guy peanuts.
Yeah.
It behooves you to go younger than an older guy.
Agreed.
And see, here's the thing. You look at a Tyrone Crawford. Tyrone Crawford, if he's cut, it's like $4.5 million you save this year. If you're looking at a guy like Tristan Hill, if he ends up, blowing you away, if the last draft pick, Jackson. If Jackson ends up being a really good player, then you start saying, okay, maybe we let go one of these veterans because we got this young guy in there because you do have a front line.
Yeah.
And that's where you have to kind of manage because you can't pay everybody a big fat salary.
No, you cannot.
And there's some guys in there that are getting a little bit older. You want to restock with somebody younger that's cheaper.
And that's the way of the land, and that's what the Patriots do. But I don't trust our coaching staff to keep continuing to do that because you know how they are not always the best at developing every player at every position.
It's not that he doesn't want safeties. We want safety. It's not like last year we didn't want wide receivers. But if you actually look at the wide receivers from last year, if we had drafted a wide receiver in the first round, was there anybody there that you would have said would have made a difference?
What, last year?
Last year.
No.
I mean, Calvin Ridley, even with Matt Ryan throwing to him and being around Sanu and Julio Jones, he still only had, 38 catches?
Right, and most of his touchdowns were in one game. He had 3 of them.
So here's the thing: had we gone through what everybody said was a need, you need a wide receiver.
And wide receivers take time to develop. They're not going to be dynamic their first year because that transition to college to NFL is a doozy.
And see, when you draft because you need a guy, a lot of times you'll just go ahead and just get crazy and say, I just need this one.
Yeah.
And I think the Cowboys were looking at these guys saying, they're not bad, but we're better off if we can get a better pass rusher, if we can make sure we can score. And they may be really, really high on George Iloka. Again, he's 6'4". He's about 4 inches taller than any other safety we have on the roster, 4+. and he's a little more physical. And it may be that this is a Chris Richard guy that says, I can mold him and make him great. He's done that with guys that nobody thought much about.
Now, I was saving my safety talk till I get to the safety, but I will say right now, Chauncey Billups. I'm talking about basketball.
We're playing basketball.
I'm sorry, Chauncey Billups. Anyway, Chauncey Gardner Johnson. Chauncey Gardner Johnson and Deontay Thompson were both guys that the Cowboys did not have on their radar.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I don't know why they didn't, but it came out that those were guys that they were not looking at. The only safeties they actually paid attention to was Rapp and Thornhill.
Right.
And they ended up going with Tristan Hill because, again, they came to the consensus that this guy is going to be beneficial to us right away. Going on to the next Jackson, the next Jackson brother, we got same school with the second, fifth round. Our second, fifth round pick, which is actually our original fifth round pick.
Mm-hmm.
Pick number 165, defensive end Joe Johnson from Miami. 6'4", 275 pounds, plays with reckless abandonment.
Yeah.
This guy, his motor is off the chain. Like, he never gives up. And I think that a guy like him could be a definite. Oh, Taco better watch out.
Yeah.
Because he plays on that side. And when I tell you that if he shows up this training camp, like how Antoine Woods did last year,
right,
Taco gone.
Yeah. Well, this is Taco's prove year.
It is. He's a natural fit in the 4-3 defense. He had 54 quarterback pressures last season. In his 3-year career, he had 129 tackles, 35.5 tackles for a loss, 22.5 sacks, and 9 of those were last season.
Right.
So
the question is why did he fall so far?
He fell far because of the simple fact that it's a lot of guys there in Miami. It's the same thing with the brother, Michael Jackson. Miami has a good defense, and again, everybody can't go in the first round.
Yeah,
somebody's got to slip somewhere. So again, and it also goes back on the combine pro day. Maybe they didn't have measurables that somebody like. Maybe they didn't have do the reps as many as another person did. I don't care about all that.
The NFL networks didn't have them touted as a high pick.
Exactly.
Because a lot of times, they keep selling you on these players that are going to be so great and this, that, and the other. And that becomes a narrative where, in our minds, well, nobody's talking about this guy.
Right.
He's a fourth round because there's so many people out there. You can't get all of it right. It's just not. It's just not possible.
Now, for this next pick, Cowboys didn't have a 6th round pick this year. Why? Because we traded for Ben Wickery back in 2017, and we traded with them to have our pick for this year, our 6th round pick. Ironically, the Cowboys messed around and took that same pick back from the Bengals, and we got our 6th round pick back this year, and that's pick number 213. We finally got a safety Donovan Wilson out of Texas A&M, local guy. This is definitely a guy that was on their radar. They looked at him. I think he was a visit. I think he was one of the 30 visits. Now, he's definitely going to be a depth guy. He's a 5th-year senior. That's the one that dropped because 24. Of his age. He dropped 24. Because of his age. Yeah. He sat out his senior year. I don't know what the reason was, but he sat out his senior year and he came back for a 5th year. This is the reason why he's older. He had 2 interceptions last year, 67 tackles, and 1 forced fumble.
8 on his career.
8 in his career. Right. 8 in his career. He had 2 last year, and he had 67 tackles and 1 forced fumble from the season ago.
Right.
He played pretty well in this last year, so he went out with a bang because he was like, look, I need to get drafted. This is where I'm at. Now, you look at the safeties, everybody says that why we didn't get Rapp. Rapp was right there. Why we didn't get Thornhill? Well, I explained it already. Tristan Hill, they wanted Tristan Hill over Thornhill. And they put all their eggs in that basket with Tristan Hill, and they said, this guy's going to be more beneficial to us right now, and this is best player available, and this is who we feel that's going to be good for us. Right. And again, you needed that depth there because, again, Malik Collins has injury issues. Antoine Woods is coming back from a torn labrum. So a lot of these guys have shoulder injuries. So it's going to be a battle for that defensive line spot in the training camp. And I'm loving it. I'm loving it. I'm loving it right now. Nobody is safe right now. I'm loving what the Cowboys are doing. They are providing depth for this team. And again, with the coaching of Marinelli and Big Cat, These guys are going to be good. That's why I'm trying to hurry up. I know that's why I'm trying to hurry up. Next, with our 7th round pick, number 218, we got another running back. We got Mike Weber, Ohio State. Now, we love those Ohio State guys.
Weber. Okay.
And I think that Ezekiel Elliott might have something to do with this. He was like, yo, come get my guy. Draft my guy. Because I feel like with this pick, they didn't know what to do with it. And I feel like they were just like, he's an Ohio State guy. Let's go ahead and get him. Why not? What the hell? We don't know if Weber will make the team or not, but there are some good things about him. He's not a versatile guy. He's kind of he's strong and he's got speed. He ran a 4.47 in the combine.
Not especially fast.
Not especially fast, but
I used to run a 4.6. Just saying. I know it's hard to believe.
He's not a guy that's going to give you a lot in the passing game either, because he only had 54 receptions and one receiving touchdown in the season. So they used him more for running the ball. He's definitely a one-cut guy, but I don't know. We'll see what happens. He's 21 years old. He was a 3-year starter at Ohio State, and, they thought highly of him, but we'll see what happens when he comes to training camp.
Right.
With the final pick in the 7th round, pick number 241, defensive end Jalen Jelks out of Oregon. He can play in the 4-3. You can also use him as an outside linebacker. I think that if the Cowboys actually keep him on the roster somehow, I think he's a practice squad guy. I believe so.
Yeah.
But and you're gonna be like, when I explain it to you, the role that he would fill would be like kind of how, if you guys remember when we had Kyle Wilbur. Kyle Wilbur was that outside linebacker / part-time rusher. It's almost like we didn't know what to do with
kind of a tweener.
Right, a tweener, and he was definitely a special teams guy. So if this guy makes a team, that's what he would be. He would be a tweener, special teams guy, and a part-time rusher, outside linebacker type of guy. So again, even though he's listed as a defensive end, they can switch him up. He can do both. So again, but that's our draft picks right there, y'all. Let me know what you guys think in the chat box. I'm not gonna stay on too much longer because it's about to rain out here. So
and he's tired.
And I'm tired.
Real tired.
I'm about to go to bed. I have enough of y'all. So but I appreciate you guys. Look, we've been working really hard on this draft, man. Just trying to bring you guys the coverage and try to keep the entertainment. Shout out to Mark Holmes for opening up his home to us and letting us come over here and get on his damn nerves.
Everything's getting green now.
It's getting green.
Spring is here. I got to get another TV to go back out here. But, yeah, this is doing the draft and doing this coverage and stuff with E2 and things is the beginning of a fulfillment of a dream that I had.
Yes, sir.
Because, you guys, I'm all about the Cowboys and I'm all about football. And I'm also about friends and family and things. And getting together and doing things like this, being able to work together, doing YouTube, being able to come out here and doing the different sets. I love working hard and trying to figure out what the next thing is. And it's because of all you great fans that are out there, supporting E2 Blue, supporting Michael Anthony Thickness. Michael Anthony reactions and stuff.
Michael Anthony Thickness.
Okay. And,
I don't even know who that is.
And stuff. And we're going to keep working harder. We're going to keep trying to grow this and me learn the system more and more and getting together and stuff. For me, when we do our tailgates and the draft trip and hanging out at Lucky's is what it's all about, is getting together with the fans.
Thanks, Ronald, man. We appreciate y'all too, man.
And so we're looking to try and do more and more with each and every one of you guys. We'll have a few fans that'll be able to come up and hang out with us when we live stream on Sunday and stuff. But we will be doing background checks. We will be doing background checks.
Damn right.
Okay. But all I can say is thank you for bringing me into your homes and into your lives.
Steven, thanks for the super chat, man. Hope I'm feeling better. Yeah, I feel much better now. I think I was just hungry. I didn't eat.
I gave him a Snickers bar.
I haven't been. And as much as you guys clown me about eating, I don't eat that much. I really don't. I've been trying to lose a lot of weight lately. The most time I eat bad is when I come over here, which is okay. It's my cheat day. It's the weekend. So during the week, I purge. I literally eat a lot of like healthy foods. I eat salads. I drink nothing but water. The weekends are my cheat days, and you gotta have your cheat days, y'all. And I think I've just been wearing myself thin, man. I've been running around working on this draft, working my job, taking care of the house, trying to just get things done. And I mean, like it's a lot of work doing this YouTube thing. You guys don't understand if you don't have a YouTube channel, it's not easy, you know. And then of course you got to deal with the crazy trolls and stuff. And I gotta one thing about me, I gotta learn to not let people get me out of my zone. I'm still working on that. God ain't through with me yet, you know. I'm still working on it. But again, I appreciate all you guys that come in here day in and day out. I do the live streams for you guys because you guys asked for it, and hey, it is what it is. I appreciate it.
All right, man.
Yeah, you said I was Vosh before I ate that Snickers. Yeah, I was.
Oh my God.
I was. I went from Vosh to eat
to sleep. I should have gotten you that big one I have up there. It's like
yeah,
that 2 pound one my daughter gave me.
Yeah.
Oh boy. But yeah, we'll see how these guys fit and work out for the team. Don't be down on people. That's one thing I hate when people are constantly just pounding on it and not even giving the person the opportunity to show something.
And like I say all the time, man, I don't judge anybody or anything until I know the whole story. Whether that's stories that I hear about football, whatever the situation is, I try to keep my qualms about things until I know the whole story. And me personally, I'm a really nice dude. I just don't like to be disrespected, and that's just with anybody. Like why? Like if I didn't do anything wrong to you, why you bringing it to me? You know what I mean?
Hey, you too.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
Fuck you too. Brian SoCal, thanks for the super chat, man. Thanks for putting in the work. E2, Mark thinking about the tailgate. Yeah. So Mark Holmes, I'm gonna be helping him out with this tailgate thing. We're going through things now. Mark Holmes working with Cowboys experience. We're gonna be doing a lot of things for this upcoming season. So guys, just look out for it. We're busting our ass trying to make things work, and appreciate the support.
Amen to that. Any final thoughts, questions?
I got some ribs so good, make you want to bite your hands off. I know that's right, Jamal.
Well, damn. Okay. Bite your hands off. I ain't had none of those ribs.
Yeah, how y'all like about our first round pick, though, Amari Cooper, though? What y'all think about this? Oh. Did you see on Twitter where they manipulated the video to make it seem like we draft Amari Cooper?
No, I didn't see that, but yeah, I guarantee.
Go to it's on my Twitter. I retweeted it.
Damn. Okay.
Sheila says she'll definitely be at the tailgate. Yeah. So all you guys that are local, Virginia's finest. If you're still in here, I know, bro, you work hard, man. Shout out to you, man. Always working. But if you could get there too, man, we would love to interact with you and bring you a part of the experience too. Hard-working brothers. I haven't seen Mr. Truckee in here in a while. I hope he's okay. I know he's probably. I haven't seen Mr. Truckee in a while. I hope he's okay. I know he's a truck driver, probably out there working hard on the road. So shout out to Mr. Truckee as well. Daniel, you said you like to see what we do this year. Yes, it's looking good, man. And like I said, I'm staying hopeful for a lot of these things right now, and I'm happy about it.
Amen for that.
Mark got to hook me up with my fire pit. Yeah. So those of you that have been following me for a minute, I showed you when Mark built my my circular bench in my backyard. So I got the bench. I just need to get the matter of fact, I got to get the materials and stuff for you so we can get working on that for this summer. My fire pit.
How are we making your fire pit?
Somebody in there mentioned it.
What are we doing on it?
It's going to be circular, kind of like how.
Is it going to be just like
propane?
I mean, are we cementing it together? No, you're not. A wood fire pit. Motherfucker burned down.
I know.
Okay, especially out in the sun where you got.
You see them trees I got back there? Hell no.
Yeah.
I got them 4 trees that sit right behind the chair. That's not going to work.
Well, the propane doesn't. It's not like.
No, I'm not talking about the propane. I'm talking about the wood. That's why I don't want the wood. But I feel like the circular would make sense with the seating and stuff like that.
Well, you can get a circular burner. You go in there. You know, how big you want to have them.
I don't know how you want to put it in though, but I do want it to be concreted somehow because I don't want it to blow away.
No, you can get castle stones. You know, like I don't have them, but like retaining wall castle stones.
Kind of like how you do with the pond.
You could do like that's natural, but actually I've got castle stones for the wall underneath of it. Then I covered it with the slate and stuff. But we'll talk about it. They're like, this is house and garden now. You know?
Yeah. We went from girl. So we got a green thumb out this moment. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, The safety of the Cowboys. What? The safety of the Cowboys is trash. Okay.
You know that
I'm not gonna say any of these guys are trash until I see
yet.
what they do at the pro level. Let's wait and
Thank
see.
you.
And I hate when people be like, "Oh, draft grade C-." How? Is it based off of what they did in college? Because again,
and what happens is people get that stuck in their head,
oh my God,
and they don't believe what they see on the field.
I need you guys to get with the program, man. Get with the program. It's not a helmet-shaped fire pit. Oh, that'd be expensive as hell, though. Michael Jackson can play safety.
Hey, don't y'all put any crazy ideas in his head. I have to build this mother.
I know, right? Mark will be. Hey, friends. Mark Holmes here in E2 Blues backyard. Because of you guys, I'm making a helmet-shaped damn fire pit, and it's pissing me off because I can't get the angles right.
Blue stones.
And some blue. You know I want the blue stones. You know that because I'm blue fire all day. Blue fire. You know. Okay.
Blue fire.
So our call is blue fire, like Phi Beta Sigma. Blue fire. That's our call.
Only way I'm gonna come up with some blue fire for you is that you can get like Emmitt Smith and Kevon Frazier and George, all your
George Selvey,
all
my frat brothers
that played for the Cowboys over there. Okay, you get them to come over. I'll get you a blue flame, okay, and a helmet. How about that?
That's what it is.
Crazy.
Blue fire. You can't judge a player until our coaches have coached them up. Exactly.
I'm telling you.
Exactly. That's what it is. But with that being said, y'all, let's just be happy and hopeful what we got going on right now. We got mini camp coming up. The rookies are gonna come in. I think next week.
Well, they'll be in there like now, kind of like coming to the Star and getting
their physicals done, getting everything taken care of.
We own you now.
Their helmets fitted or whatever. They are Dallas Cowboys right now, so they have their rights are owned.
But I don't know if they have the stars in their helmets yet.
No, they don't get the stars until after training camp is over with.
That's right.
You don't get it till week 1, and you got to make it to the 53-man roster. And if you don't,
that's right.
You ain't getting no stars, brother.
Yeah, you're right about that.
I'm definitely okay with these draft picks. I feel like we could have did a little better, but I think that for what the Cowboys had, this is one of the first years in a long time we didn't really have a need outside of safety. Mm-hmm. I felt like we didn't really need to have to reach for anybody. Didn't have to reach.
Well,
Cowboys.
Okay. You know what? I'm going to give you guys a perfect example because, like I was saying, that had we drafted a wide receiver in this draft, last year, none of them would have done anything. Would have helped us to get to the playoffs. Think about Taco. We needed a defensive end because Demarcus Lawrence wasn't Demarcus Lawrence that we have now.
Right.
Demarcus Lawrence was coming off of a 4-game PED suspension.
Yeah.
Demarcus Lawrence had 1 sack and a back surgery. And we said, who's going to rush the passer? So we had to say, we have to get a defensive end. So we reached for Taco.
Yeah.
Taco wasn't the answer. And that's why you didn't see the Cowboys say, we need a safety, and they just grabbed one just to grab one that they didn't feel was an impact player. You go for the best player available.
Yeah.
As they say, when you're hungry, don't go grocery shopping.
Yeah.
Because you're going to buy everything but what you don't need.
Exactly.
So that's where we are with that.
That's the word of the day, guys. Don't go shopping when you're hungry.
Yeah. So make sure you
guys.
It's
the phrase that pays.
What does Michael say when he says, hit the like button? Smash!
Hulk smash that!
Hulk smash that like button. Hulk smash that subscribe button and whatever else it is, okay?
And y'all, it's been your boy E2 Blue with Mark Holmes. Thanks again to all my subscribers. I appreciate you guys during this draft process. I hope you guys enjoyed everything that I and Mark and Michael Anthem Fitness that we all provided for you guys. We had fun, definitely, and I'm definitely tired.
Don't forget the comic relief of the
and the comic relief of New York stinking Giants fan.
Oh man, that made the draft.
Yeah.
And
LA mental chill with the negativity, man.
This isn't the end. This is just the beginning, guys. Just the beginning.
It is just the beginning. And like, share, comment, man. It's your boy E2 Blue. Thanks again, y'all. Y'all have a great evening. I'll chat with y'all
soon.
Probably Monday because I'm tired. I'm gonna get this room painted tomorrow. I might do a video tomorrow. Who knows?
Why don't you live stream while you're painting?
I could live stream while I'm painting tomorrow.
Yeah, you can be talking football. See, that's multitasking. That's what I've learned to do because I just never shut up for one. But I can talk and I can work at the same time, and it kind of makes the time go by fast.
Yeah.
And then a lot of times, what'll happen is people will give me ideas and suggestions.
I'm not at the water concert in Virginia Beach. What?
What a concert.
I don't know anything about that. All right, Joshua, you too, man. All right, y'all. Thanks for coming through. Y'all have a great night. Peace out.